All right, more on the CMYK, RGB, male, female, XXXY, and these darknesses that are within man and woman, and these differences, because one's an imperfect black, one is a black, and one is on a subtract, one is on an additive, and that subtract would be kind of taking away in that negative zone, and where man has that natural drive to go out and kill and bring home the food, and then the woman has a natural drive to stay home and care for the children and cook the animal that was just brought home. So now that we're in this world and overlays, and the mothers are all out and the fathers are all out in a way, and this is brought together through the foods you eat, the drinks you drink, the activities you do, all these things, your frequencies and the music you listen to, all your music, we're told, basically programs and changes the brain and patterns and whatever else. So all these are all bop, 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 bop. Okay, so as all the Christ is being all intermingled and interfacing and through these screens, and we have the access to any person or anywhere in the world and look whatever, right? We can go to Google Earth and just drop down and kind of walk through and whatever else, depending on your new world abilities, right? So the things are all coming together, right? We can see where the woman is working out and shit, right? But the men are actually working out, and they're posting their pictures, but it's actually fucking dudes they're working out for. So it's just all like, we're in a fucking super gay society right now. Everything is all gayed out. All right? And everything's inflamed that way, right? You have it that way. The women look like fucking dudes, and then you have the dudes looking like women, and then you have this shit, like the women don't look like women, and then you got the rainbow brights and the bold dykes and all this shit going on. Like, when does it stop? It doesn't fucking stop, because it's end times, and all the colors of the rainbow and world are all reflecting out and shining through us. Okay? So, as you've been shown some type of masculinity by Arnold, as he's fucking getting up there and posing a little fucking under bikini shit or whatever, and then slapping ass in the gyms with for your little bridegroom session in your bumping iron with Arnold or whatever, right? And then what's he at the very end? Your joint session has been upon the earth now. Your corruption of marriage is now through the church and through the contracts and all this other shit. We're being shown another type of marriage like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell and such. And Russell has that snake for the periodic table and those types of things, because y'all are being shown one thing and you're being taken from the free to the bond, and you're missing the point of all this stuff as the church, and all these things are held over you. You're living in sin. No, I'm sorry, that's part of your religion, and all the sin's been washed away, sir. So the womanhood is taken away, the sensuality is taken away, the connectivity to God is taken away in different ways, and this is done through birth and through y'all not breastfeeding and all these other things, and in one way, shape, or form, not pushing out the baby, y'all aren't even being a woman. So all this is going in, and then you go in and fucking cut your nuts. So you're not shooting sperm. You're not a man. Y'all are just the fucking beast. It's where it's going back in time, as the beginning is declared from the end, where all your godhood is taken from you. God is light. What does sperm and egg produce? Fucking light. And we are all proof of it. being shown some Hollywood projection of church and state, and y'all are all given over to the image-given life within your own head, and you've all become the male and female, the positive and negative, and those wires are all going together as the temple's being reconstructed and all this shit, and you're going to have that electric blowout. As the wires are all brought in and new breakers put in and whatever else, as y'all don't know how to work on the electricity and turn the breaker off and do all this other shit, all right? And that cop pairs, that AI that's going to be watching over you. Well, you drank 3 ounces of milk today out of your... Y'all set yourself up. As y'all got cameras all over your fucking house, been watching you, how much you eat, whatever else, okay? And they tell you, y'all been, okay, so don't complain. You got cameras on your toilets, those little dark circles, measuring your butthole, centimeters or whatever else. It's Uranus coming into light for the next 20 years with the Hades, the hell. And that's a little eye to eye, all that shit you're coming into as you're licking buttholes. So this is kind of where you're going to need this control mechanism, because these people are just getting to where they just want to fuck amok. And since they want to fuck amok, they have all this shit from the Tin Man. And now the lions are going to come get them when the tin can is opened. So you're going to want to know their fucking health record or whatever else. She's been asking on that brie cheese for that brie d'oeuvres is going to be serving up for that cooterie board soon enough. And you got those cooties from that. Y'all remember who had the cooties back in the day? Same shit. Everybody's got the cooties. The cooties. These nuts. The CD's nuts. And, well, Don, the D ain't for Dallas, it's for Don. And he's a light of your world, as your world's been taken. And Adonia means the Lord, and the Lord, and all these things, but you took the Lord's name in vain, but more than likely you took the Don's DNA in vain in one way, shape, or form. Either way. The womanhood is being taken, the manhood's being taken, and then also the man, we're being told the sperm, it holds this, that, and the other. As far as information, it's actually computer code, all these things, right? So this is where boom, boom, boom. It takes this many years to boom, 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 get out of it, to reprogram. We can see all these things now live as the motion picture's been given life. And we can look back in time. We got the history. We got the radio. We got the art. The art goes back. I can show you pictures 14, 15, 1600s. Whatever. I can show you whatever, because it's all on these dates. Everything is built on these dates. Going into that one point in time where everything's spread out. And this is where you have your dawn of the auto age, and that dawn of the incarnation, and dawn and this, dawn that, and whatever. And he's coming into control of this, that, and the other, and his nation of the mongrels, of the beast man and the sheep, basically. As the wolves have come in, now the sheep are coming in, and basically all these people have taken this, or they're branded by that, they're branded by that, or they're branded by that. You are the property of the corporations, basically. It's very simple. The corporations, the major ones, whatever, they shut down, basically told you to take this. You took it to keep your job. They've done this, this, and this. All this is transformed, okay? Being branded with the brands you wear, eat, whatever. And this has been set up. And then now the food and drink sears it in, okay, as that meta sin. That meta sin is where the light was taken out, and the moon, the sin god, or sin, the moon god, is being taken out because you're not going to reflect the light of the sun. So the DNA has been altered with the wings taken. Back in the day with the dark sun, the abomination, as he opened the pit. And then he brought everybody into the future, basically. What did he do? He gave everybody a cell phone. Because there's a bunch of this world that the poor nation and whatever, they didn't even have computer. All right? There's parts you can go to today in America where these country bumpkin towns or whatever, they don't have computers, and they have never had a computer. They barely have a cell phone. They barely know how to work the cell phone. So this is where they just go by the TV or whatever else, and the fear on that, and then they're captured on that level. So this is where we can see these different so-called fathers and mothers coming in and upon society and the world, and they're all intermingling and gonna create a new. And you're going into the replay of the 80s and 90s, and they're talking about this fungal disease over here or this disease over. You're gonna have the replay of the rabies and that Cujo per se with that Saint Bernard. And then you're gonna have the fuck it doesn't matter. The HIV. Told you, become a touchable HIV shit. You don't want to be going to the spas and be hanging out in the sweaty fucking areas or whatever. First off, it's just fucking gross. Second, it's whatever else, right? The only sweat you want on a person or whatever from you is like a mating session, okay? Otherwise, when you are out there participating in these sports, because that in a normal circumstance, it's when you rub and shit or whatever, right? It just feels kind of, nobody wants another wet whatever, right? A lot of times. I'm talking about like the majority rules on these kinds of things. I know that, well, we're in a land of butthole eaters, so I don't really know what's going on anymore. Huh? Just knowing that, like, how can you fucking drink after people anymore? And I see people like sharing straws, and I've never liked to share straws. Even as a child, I would only drink after my mom. That was the only person I would drink after. Either way, just how we're all the same, but we're all different. Then my brother and sister and whatever, they'd drink after whoever, and my brother would eat cheese and canned cheese and crackers and all this shit I would never eat, right? Never, pretty much. I probably had one bite of Kraft macaroni cheese in my life. Like, it's the most fucking gross shit. And the Kraft slice, if I know it's a Kraft, I pretty much never ate that in my life. All this shit cereals. I mean, I have not eaten or partaken in at least 50% on at least half the shit that the majority of y'all are consuming on like a daily basis now or whatever. And then you have grown adults fucking buying, they don't have any kids or whatever, but they're buying fucking Chips Ahoy. Packages of Chips Ahoy cookies and shit. What kind of adult does that? Like, as far as the man-child and growing up and whatever else is... Can you not? Anyway. Why am I fat? Do you want like a list or just like top 10, or you want me to write you a fucking book or what? Like, it starts when you fucking wake up at 3 in the morning and you start consuming, and then you go back for a little bit, and then you... I mean, who wakes up at night and starts fucking eating? You hear that all the time. What are you eating for? Oh, I forget, you're starving. Your body's inflamed. Oh, man. Since water feeds inflammation, They tell you drink all this water. That's part of the fires being stoked. That's part of the flood waters of Noah and all this shit. Anyways, man, it just goes on and on. The woman, the man, as far as society and on a physical level, has been taken out. And the woman doesn't even give birth in a natural place. She goes to a hospital. They schedule it. They have no clue when the baby's coming. They don't even wait for labor. Well, let's induce the labor. What does that like? Do you not know your baby is still being made? And then you give it the vitamin K shot. Oh, well, that's CMYK and the RGB. Well, since everybody's been given the K shot, that's where in the Dyke sessions on the Plymouth Rocks and all that for your fucking America or your end of America. We're in the Big Bang session, folks, in a way. And the breeders are not going, the ones who are, you can see where it's petering out. Well, the new Peter's starting, and we can see who's giving birth and who's producing, and out of that, who's given the K shot, who's making them all the same. Where they have that perfect black. That perfect black is where this screen, the black screen and such, the Vader, the Father, is going to come in and hold the fucking lightsaber over you. You're going to eat this and this and this and this and that. You're not going to, you've already consumed up all your fucking energy in this earth. And now you're not going to be able to go into the new heaven and earth. You're going to have to lose that energy. Basically, your earth system, you have to figure out a way to get energy off your waste, in a way. All right? And since we're the perfect system and such, so you got to figure out the perfect type of vehicle to get you from one place to the other, where you have one fuel, then two fuel, and then these things can run off the waste and all those things. So that's what you are, and you're going into a place, and you got this fuel, the positive, this fuel, the negative, the Satan, the Jesus, and the Lucifer, the light, all right? The engine, and all those things are taken and going from one to the other, and you got to take your waste product and make it into a fuel, and take your fuel and make it into a waste, and peter this shit out, okay? And then you get to the pineal, and then you shoot off into the future, okay? Just like that. Just like what Earth is kind of doing. We're going in through this wormhole kind of thing, and this is where this light is all being condensed, where this dark light is actually a bright light we live in, to where it's a possibility where the veil is opened in a way. All right, so either way, folks, we'll end it here.